Hi guys, welcome back to my 50th episode. If you haven't watched the first episode, it's all about why I chose to love and continue to love in a long distance marriage. My second episode was about trust. The third was about faith. Fourth was about misunderstanding over the phone call without in the long distance marriage. Now this one is why I choose to keep loving through the wait. My name is Nora, and if you already watched my episode or you haven't watched, my husband and I are in the long distance marriage. And yes, I am a believer of marriage, even though it's challenging. So I am Nora, and this podcast is all about love, faith, the reality of marriage when in distance gets in the way. Today's episode is why I choose loving through the wait. I'll be honest with you guys. The waiting is hard. I feel like my waiting room is becoming wider. Like, am I getting comfortable in this waiting room? I don't know what I feel. The days get lonely. The days when I miss my husband and I wish it was already here. And when I wish my husband was here for a little every day, even just to share a meal, to share these bills, the bills. Or to hear my girls laugh together as a family, sit down on the dining table and eat together. Sometimes it feels like life is on the pause while in migration. Life feels like a pause with these immigration issues and distance apart. It is tough. It is not an easy road. It's not something I would wish my enemy. I keep on saying I wouldn't wish my enemy to be in a long distance marriage. Even though just to share, like I say, the meal, birthdays, it feels like life is on the pause while immigration and the distance that keeps us apart. But here is what I have learned. Love is not just a feeling, it's a choice. And every day I have to make that choice to keep loving and keep believing and keep building the marriage even when you are not in the same country. So in this episode, I want to share one moment when waiting felt almost unbearable. The reason I chose not to give up and hope. If you are also in the seasons of waiting, you will find strength and encouragement on your own journey. There are 5 lessons I have learned through this journey. Especially when it comes to things like Valentine. I don't celebrate Valentine. Birthdays. I do celebrate on my own, but there's a time when I thought my husband maybe will be with me on the phone call or video phone call when I was celebrating my birthday, but in Africa, sometimes the internet or something can happen, and then it's very disappointing, it's very painful, but it's not like the person has forgotten or anything, but things happen. And so the lesson I learned from this scenario, when my husband missed to say happy birthday to me, and then he told me the next day, he tries as much as possible to say happy birthday to me in the midnight for anyone. But when he missed this time, it hurts, because that's the only thing you have. And so the lessons I learned from this is love is patience. Love is patient. Distance will test your expectations, but patience reminds us that our partner's absence doesn't mean lack of love. It did not mean, if my husband did not say happy birthday to me that time, it did not mean that he doesn't love me. But as an individual, as a human, there's so many things that will go in your head. But remember, love is patience. That's a lesson I've learned. Love is patience. Distance will test you. You're going to have to be patient. In fact, because of my background in counseling, there are so many things which I kind of have to exercise, because my marriage is like a person coming for counseling. We don't judge. We have to be good listening. You have to be patient with the other person. Listen, and so that's the lessons I've learned. The number 2 lesson I've learned: parenting alone at the moment is tough. One thing I told God, and He does it, is never to make me sick. Because I told God, if you make me sick, just know that you are the one going to make. You never even think of it, because who's going to look after me? Who's going to look after me? And God has played that so well. I rarely fall sick. Because that cannot happen. I call myself Nyumba ya Chuma if you're from Kenya. Nyumba ya Chuma. Because when my girls are sick, I feel I have to stay strong. When one of them is sick, the 2 are in primary. One is sick, then one has to go to school. One of them has to miss. When it comes to presentations for school, I have to ask for either a holiday from my work or cancel, because I have to represent both of them. The feeling of not seeing a parent there, for a child, they don't understand. And even me myself, I wouldn't understand. So I make sure that I attend all of them. Even if one was in the evening, the other secondary school is maybe the primary is in the morning, the secondary school will be in the evening, I have to attend them. God has given me the energy. He has given me the ability. So I handle it knowing that if my husband was here, he would do it. So I do it for the other person and for myself. Those all achievements, I make sure that I photocopy them, I put them in, I send, everything I have to send, everything. I document everything. I have learned here is love chooses resilience. Even when your sponsor is absent physically, remembering you are a team prevents resentment and keeps the marriage strong. Now, most of the things I do the birthday, remembering that if he was here, he would do it like this because he likes to celebrate her children's birthday. If it was Christmas, he would buy this. So I do it, remembering we are the team, remembering that I'm doing it. If he was here, he would do it. The silent night. What happened when you call and he's not picking up? You know what fills in my mind? Doubts, untrust. Sometimes I am tired, my body is tired. I don't even want to pick up any phone call. They can be weeks and I'm not interested in even saying hi. Those months are there when you're like, what is it? What am I going to say? When you don't even want to say nothing. The lesson I have learned through that is love believes the best. Trust means not letting fear or suspicions rule your thoughts. Giving grace projects the marriage from unnecessary conflicts. So, those are the 3 lessons I have learned and they keep me going. I just want to encourage someone out there who's listening that instead of assuming, instead of choosing to believe the rumors because you've not heard from them maybe 2 days, or maybe you call them and they're not answering, or maybe you call and then you hear certain voices. Choose to pray before you react. Pray. Pray for God to give you the peace of mind. Pray to God to give you the comfort. Pray to God to give you the wisdom to carry through. I would have given up a long time ago. Who am I? I'm a human. I'm allowed to change my mind. First of all, even I'm a woman. But I've chose love. I have chose to trust. I have chose to go through this, to see the end of it. To sit down one day and tell a story. Be able to encourage someone out there and tell them, you can go through it. But you cannot go through it if you don't have the trust and the faith of God. Do not believe in yourself. Do not trust human. Trust God. Whichever the situation is, whichever how hard that man can be, whatever rumors you're listening to, choose to believe God's words, not people's words. If you have learned anything from this episode or it has helped you, please share it with someone else or the couple out there. And I pray that you go through it with faith, patience, and trusting God through everything. And remember that you are a team. Choose love. Cancel every negativity around you. Trust the other person. You know why he chose you and you chose each other for a reason. Please share with me your stories at Nora Charles, and also watch my full video at Love Without Borders with Nora on YouTube. And after our 6 episodes finished, my next topics will be dealing with loneliness in marriage when apart. You don't want to miss that. Thank you and God bless you. Love you. May God give you the grace to carry through like he's doing for me, and he's still doing it. If he did it before, he'll do it again.